And in the end of the discussion, we realized that after so many years, after such a long time, we should address everyone, basically, from the decision makers through young people and their organizations, all the way to youth workers, researchers, other professionals in the field of youth. And for me, this was particularly important because I do believe that the policy making and the policy development processes should be inclusive as much as possible, and should be based on this co-creation, this exchange of knowledge, the expertise, the ideas, learning from one another. It should be a co-managed process in which everyone is kind of given the space to voice their standpoints and partake in the dialogue. I think the manual is important in regards to its practical applicability and how it will practically tackle different areas of youth policy making, because it will give us useful guidelines on how to develop these informed youth policies, where the young people's perspective are seated at the front row. And I think it will be quite beneficial, especially to the newcomers in the youth policy field, because it will enable them to easily understand what youth policy entails, and how it changes over time, because it's a dynamic process. But it also will provide them with specific examples of the governance structures and models that allow young people to take an equal decision-making power in the policy making. And also allow them to replicate all those examples either on the local or national level as participatory models for young people to be involved. It tells us how important it is to gather and nurture and use the knowledge about young people and the youth knowledge in general, because young people are, at least this is my opinion, they are becoming more aware of the local, national, and the European context they live in, which makes them excellent partners for the policy-making processes and the development of different public policies. So all the perspectives and experiences of youth organizations, either on the local or national level, should be kind of considered when working on a youth policy, because these are the people who work closely with young people in the field, so on the terrain, and therefore have the relevant data or the information necessary to inform our policymaking process. Moreover, they are the ones who will provide us with a fresh set of eyes, so to say, a critical one, but a constructive one. And their contributions could lead to purposeful youth policy making, because they will help the policy makers better understand the needs, the positions, and the challenges that young people face, and the way they are mobilized and actively engaged in such processes.